While everyone supports his plan, Emma is starting to feel unsure. Emma confesses she doesn't want to kill demons, as it would make them no better than the demons in the first place. She seeks a pacifist route, though she accepts that it will never happen in the forest. Ray is looking for a hideout that Norman told them about. Once there, they are greeted by Ciclo, Barbara, and Vincent, Norman's adult co-conspirators, and inform him that Norman is out and will be back soon. Norman arrives and beckons the latter two outside before addressing his friends. As he introduces the drug, Ray reveals that some demons will not degenerate. The druggist and Norman are curious about them, and they rise in anger after hearing that the demons that group encountered are still alive. Angrily reacting to Mujika's name, Norman recalls her exploits that span all the way back 700 years. Originally a savior of a now ghost town, she can turn anyone into a non-human eating demon by fusing her blood through any means and can create demons through her same composition. Word soon spread throughout the demon world, and it became prosperous for a time. However, the king found out and carried out a genocide of demons who carried Mujika's blood. Keep the demons in line and not be overthrown or have any cooks from them. These events sparked the human demon ward, and the promise soon after, Anuga faded away into obscurity, unaware of everyone that she was on the run ever since. Norman berates Emma for her way of thinking and resolves to kill Mujika and Sonju, so nothing stands in the way of his plan. Despite Emma's protests to the contrary, he got shipped out, all the gates were destroyed, Minerva and his supporters were all exterminated, and the only way into the human world is right where it all began. Gracefield House, Miles. Underneath it, Emma makes a last-minute deal. She'll find Sonju and Mujika in a week, and he has to stop his plan. After a brief argument over timing, Norman reluctantly agrees and gives his former friends 5 days to find them. Elsie continues with his plan. He sees them off and walks downstairs to the basement. He declares that the plan is still on and that he will kill them all when they bring the two demons to him. Don and Gilda joined Emma and Ray in tracking them down and bringing them to Norman, as well as keeping them out of trouble. Back at base, however, Norman suffers a coughing fit and remembers the night of his shipment. Norman recalls what happened at the special facility. He did not end up being sacrificed. On his shipment day, a man named Peter Rattray welcomed him, and he said that he once asked Norman to help him in his research. Norman went to a facility where he took tests and was able to answer each question correctly. Ciclo was injected with various mutations. Barbara was tortured as he was chained to a wall, and Vincent was experimented on with his head throughout his stay. Norman made a plan to escape the facility and was able to get explosives. Bonnie was making. One night he triggers it and succeeds in his plan, breaking out the surviving inmates, including the 4 whom he employs under him, and giving a man a pen before dying of his injuries and returning to the present time. In the forest, the 4 are chased by the wild demon. The demon was down by Race. Race shot it in the eye while Emma collapsed from exhaustion. She was almost eaten, but Sonju killed her. Relieved that they had found Sonju and Mujika, they tried to bring them to Norman. However, it was all in vain. As Norman and his group raided the village, they made a bomb in the demon village and spread the drug, which generates them, and they start attacking each other. The 2 sick young demons came out of their house to flee. Norman personally went into the demon village to slaughter them. One little demon girl tries to escape from Norman's wrath, searching for her grandpa, the same demon who often praised for things to get better. Just as he returned, he saw the village burning. Realizing what's happening, he tries to find her granddaughter. The drug reaches them, and the little demon degenerates, but her grandpa does not. Realizing he's a descendant of Mujika's blood infusions, he attempts to kill them. Norman then sees the carnage group has brought onto the demons and begins to have some regrets. Before pulling himself together and preparing for battle, Emma and Ray attempt to convince Norman about how they can still escape without killing the demons. He breaks down crying in front of Emma, crushed by suffering. He has experience but makes rash decisions based on the time he has left. Mujika came, and she gave the glass with blood to the female demon, instructing her to spread it to everyone so they would not degenerate again. Barbara tries to kill the demons, but she sees herself in them and suffers a migraine due to it. Zazie charges at the demon, but Norman tells him to stop. Barbara regains her composure and replies that Norman is more important than revenge. Mujika saw the two young demons, and she gave the glass filled with blood to them before heading back to the temple. Once they were, Thoma and Lan Nian ran over to Ray in a panic and informed him that Phil and others were about to be shipped out. Unknown to them, it was a trap set up by Rattray and his newest grandchild, Isabella. Rattray explains his plan to expand the Lambda drum-based development to other farms, demolishing the need for high-class farms such as Gracefield. The demon agrees to the plan but makes Rachel keep some of the farms open so they can provide for the commoners. Norman realizes that they are planning to shift to Lambda-style farms sooner than expected, and Emma desperately tries to make a plan to rescue Phil and his group, despite Ray's suspicions that it's a trap that the little demon girl gives a piece of the promised pen to. Emma the pen displays blueprints of the inside and outside of Gracefield House, showing the game to the human world, as well as a recipe for a cure for all the side effects. Due to the drugs that were used on Norman and his other friends, Emma, Ray, and the other children, they decide to go back to Gracefield in order to save Phil and the others. However, while everyone is sleeping, Vincent is seen making a radio call to Gracefield, with Isabella picking up on the other side. Emma, Ray, and Norman plan a breaking into Gracefield to rescue Phil and 119 more. Along with him, the children plan to launch hot air balloons and drop a demon-killing drug on the farms. However, Vincent ratted out the information to Peter Rattray's base, allowing Isabella to update her security to handle the raid. Rattray gives the operation the green light, intending to capture Norman and kill everyone else. Meanwhile, Phil, Simon, and other children from the farm are instructed to get ready to be shipped out. Soon after, the children from Lambda begin infiltrating Gracefields via hot air balloons. However, the hot air balloons were decoys planned to explode on impact with the ground, allowing Sonju and Norman's co-conspirators to attack and kill him from above. They managed to get inside and attack the demons they saw there with smoke bombs. Vincent hacks into the network and taunts Rattray. "You're falling for the trap," and the demons watch Emma sabotage the CCTV system. Once the lights were shut down, Jamal led the children to the elevator while Phil distracted the women with the suitcases, causing them to trip and miss. Catching the children, the group heads to the elevator, where everyone reunites. However, the reunion was short-lived as the breeders point SMG at them. Isabella tauntingly welcomes the children back. Rapture took in the defeat of the children and asked them to stand down and surrender. As Rattray is about to kill Emma, Isabella turns on him and points her gun at his back. Everyone is following her lead despite being outnumbered and outgunned, but Rattray still believes he is safe and has already wanted to backup coming. However, the backup was dispatched by civilians of the demon town along with Mujika, Sonju, and Vilk in an uprising against the farms. Vilk breaks into the elevator chamber and declares war on Rattray after and during centuries of starvation and oppression by the ruling demons in humans. As Isabella is about to kill Rattray, he pulls out a knife and ends his life, regretting the murder of his brother, who was none other than William Minerva, with Rattray dead at Gracefield. Residents are able to go to the human world at last, which takes the elevator down to a tree-like door marked with the Owl of Minerva. They stick the pen into one of the owl's eyes when the door opens, and they walk into the unknown void. As they disappear, Moray Norman revealed that they are staying in the demon world. Norman's co-conspirators join up as they want to rescue their comrades left behind. Don and Gilda end up going to the human world in order to help care for the younger children alongside Isabella. The doors begin to close, and Phil runs out to hug Emma one last time, promising to come and get them. Did they take too long? They end up in New York City, where they are helped by the people there. Despite the humans in the demon world's claims to the contrary, the children finally get to wear normal clothes, go to school, and live their lives as regular children. Back in the demon world, everyone else crosses along barren wastelands and mountain ranges, meet children from what appeared to be other farms, and save them. They finally arrived at the capital after passing through a war-ravaged battlefield, and Mujika was able to share her blood with other demons and get praised for her efforts back in the human world. Many years have passed. All the children have grown up on the outskirts of New York. Phil reunites with Emma for the last time, having succeeded in her mission. At the end, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. See you next time. Take you